Hi everyone, this training video is going to cover discussions in your eClass page. Before we get started on how to create a discussion, first we want to point out that in your Peachtree Ridge High School training course, right here, you can get to all of the checkpoints for your sessions for the semester. Notice when you first go in, you can only see the very first checkpoint. Once you go into the checkpoint, within each item there are directions, step-by-step directions on how to accomplish these different checkpoints. After you accomplish each step, you click the little checkbox. Even if it's optional, go ahead and click it. Doesn't mean that you have to do it. Then, once you do that, the next checkpoint will magically appear. So there's checkpoint number 2. The directions for discussions are found under checkpoint number 3 toward the bottom of the checklist, where you can download the step-by-step instructions. This video is going to go through those steps. When you are in your course, so you can select your course up here, to create a discussion, simply click on the Discussions tab. Once you are in the Discussions tab, you can click on the new item and you've got 2 choices. Your first choice is to create a forum and your second choice is to create a topic. Now think of a forum as a place where your discussion questions live. Think of it as a room where multiple discussions can be held. So in order to actually ask a discussion question to your students, first you must create this forum for your discussions. So one way that you may want to organize this is to have different forums for different units in your course, or perhaps different forums for different groups. So first we're going to create a forum by clicking New Forum. So once you click New Forum, then you will be able to type in the title of your forum. So I'm going to type this in as Unit 1 Discussions, because again, a forum is a place where multiple discussions can be held. Here you could type a description if you wanted to, but this is not going to be your actual discussion question. Instead, it's just going to be a place where all of your discussions will be held. Down here you've got some options. And one of the recommended options is for users to start a thread before they can read and reply to other threads in the topic. This makes it so that students can't read what their classmates say before they come up with their own thoughts. You never want to allow anonymous posts for obvious reasons, and you do not have to moderate any more of these discussion posts. You can leave that blank unless you just want to. So this is the basics of creating a discussion forum. So now that I've created a forum, I'm going to click Save and Add a Topic. And now I can get into my actual discussion question. So in my topic, you can see that this discussion question is going to fall under the Unit 1 Discussions Forum. Think of that as a room. And let's say that the first discussion that I want my students to have is about questions and answers in preparation for a test. Then in the text box I can ask the discussion question. So once I type in my discussion question, I have the option to add in pictures, to add in links. I can insert stuff, insert videos, files, anything that they'll need to answer the discussion question. Again, down here you have the same options that you had when you were creating your forum. So it's recommended that they start a thread before they read and reply to others, but you certainly don't have to do that. Then, if you scroll down, you've got several other more advanced options. You have the options to manipulate the availability of your discussion. So you can say, I always want my students to see these discussion posts throughout the entire semester, or maybe you want to go in and you want to hide it, or maybe you want it to only appear to students starting next Friday, and then you want it to disappear from their course page starting on Halloween. You could also display in the calendar, which we have not covered yet, but it would automatically go into their eClass calendar. And you can also unlock the topic for a specific range, and those are again more advanced features. You may or may not want to use those. Another item that we covered in our Innovator session is under the Assessment tab. You may want the ability to give your students a score for their discussions. So under the Assessment tab in the Discussion topic, you have a lot of different options here, and we're going to ignore this score item option, and we're going to ignore all of this stuff down here for now. Okay, so all we're going to do is, if we want to have a nice pretty screen like we do with the drop boxes where you can view all of the students at once and give them a score, which I'm going to show you what that looks like, all you have to do is type in 100. So this is optional, but you may want this option after you see what it does. Now I'm going to click Save and Close to create my discussion. Once I create my discussion, I can see it under here, under the forums. I have several other discussions, so just ignore those. Here's the one I just created. And if I click on the little arrow, because I gave it a score value, I put in that 100, I can click Assess Topic. And now I can see all of my students and assign them a score for their discussions. So if I wanted to assign Nicole Tan a score, I would click Topic Score, and then I could give her, let's give her 100. And I could leave feedback, but the feedback isn't really necessary because what they'll see is the score. And then I'll click Save, and there is her score. Okay, I'm going to hit Close. And again, that part is optional, but some people like it because it gives them a nice list of what their students have made for their discussion postings, and then they can put that into their grade book. The next thing I'm going to show you is that you can have forum statistics that you can export and then use that to enter into your gradebook. So I'm going to choose a different discussion, one that people have responded to, and I'm going to click the down arrow, and I'm going to click View Topic Statistics. Okay, under this specific topic, I can see that Abra Summers has created one thread. Think of a thread as a reply to my question. So when a student replies to my discussion question, they create a thread. And she's also replied to 2 of other people, and she's actually she's opened up 16 people's discussions. Looks like Carrie Petty has read 58 people's discussions. She's replied to 2. She's created 1 thread. So here you can see a nice cool list of what people have been up to within the discussions. At the very top, you can see that you can export to a CSV file, and that's going to export all of that data directly to Excel that then you could use to put into Pinpoint if you'd like. Again, this is all optional, just extra cool stuff that you can do with a discussion. Okay, now that I've created a discussion, let me show you what a discussion looks like from a student's view. So I'm going to come up here to the top, and I'm going to view my course as a student. Okay, I can see that I have several other discussions, but the one that I just created as a teacher was under this forum. And then under this forum, here's my topic. So as a student, since I'm viewing this as a student, I can click on the topic, and then I can see my teacher's directions. And in order to respond, I simply hit Start a New Thread. And then I can give my response a title, and then I can type directly in here. I can insert pictures, I can insert links, I can insert all sorts of stuff, which we'll cover in a later session. And then I can decide if I want to subscribe to this thread, meaning if I want notifications when someone replies to me. And then as a student, I can hit post. Oh, I guess I got to type something or else it won't let me, just to show you the process. And then once I click post, then I will be able to see other people's responses. And then I can go into their responses and reply to their other people's threads. And my teacher can actually see how many threads I have replied to. So that is the basics of discussions. And again, in the Peachtree Ridge High School training course, You've got step-by-step instructions. Also, this video is going to be posted there, which is probably how you found it, and these innovator checkpoints. So please let us know how we can help you. Thanks.